everyone. Welcome to today's episode of Life as an Immigrant. On the show today, I have with me Nurudeen Shittu. This man is an amazing man. Since we started this journey of the successful immigrant, he's been very supportive. So I just wanted to put that out there before I even start the introduction at all. So Nurudeen Shittu is a trained engineer with specialty in structural engineering. He is also a master's degree holder in project management from the University of Lagos, Nigeria. He's a project management professional, PMP, current registered engineer in Nigeria, and is a member of APEGA, Association of Professional Engineers and Geoscientists of Alberta. Some of his experience cuts across oil and gas, construction, banking, projects, and operation management, also supply chain management. He currently works as an operations coordinator with FGL Sports, which is a subsidiary of Canadian Tire. His roles include daily planning of the inbound operations of the Calgary Distribution Center. Nurudeen was recently nominated for the Black Professional Black Management Accelerator Program by the Canadian Tire Group, and his hobbies include reading, biking when the weather permits in Calgary, where he currently lives. He likes traveling, meeting people, particularly mentoring young professionals. The opportunity to meet people of different backgrounds and creed and see things from their perspective of life has been the best part of Nurudeen's career thus far. Welcome to the show, Nurudeen. How are you doing today?
Good. Thank you for inviting me, and I'm honored to be invited to talk about my experience as an immigrant. I will put a quick caveat out. My experience that will be shared on this platform today is not silver bullets. It's not a solution to all problems that new immigrants will have. Most people may have experience that varies from mine, but if you listen to other people's stories, when you come across such issues, you know that people have been through that path. So it's not going to be strange to you. So that's the quick one I need to put out there.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
You're
so
welcome.
Let's just dive straight into the heart of the matter.
Yeah.
Why did you decide to immigrate?
Oh, well, okay, I'll start this way. I have always visited Canada. My elder brother lives there, had lived there for a long time. So I come to visit, and every time I come, he will ask me, do you like the place? Would you want to come and live here? I said, well, okay, let me see. Most times when I get back home and I tell my wife, why don't we go abroad? She'll be like, I'm not too open to it. I just want to live here, until I was able to convince her that life will be good for us. Life will also be good for the children. We see things from another perspective, because if you remain in a place and you think you've seen it all, you're only but deceiving yourself. Until you go elsewhere, you see how things are done. That's when you can say you've seen it all. So in a nutshell, that's why we came.
Oh, wonderful. And so what was your expectation when you decided to migrate?
This is a pregnant question. As most professionals who emigrate from Nigeria, your expectation will be to be exact to what you read on CIC website. But when you land, it's a different ball game altogether. It's a different ball game altogether. So expectation, well, I came with a mixed bag of expectation. I came in 2015.
Okay.
And 2015 was the year the economy, particularly in Alberta, took a turn south. So it was really very tough, particularly for engineers. A lot of us trooped here in droves with the hope of finding oil and gas job, continuing our field in oil and gas, and life would be rosy. But when we landed,
it was a different
story. It was a different story altogether. But well, we're grateful, being able to find our feet, and we're okay.
All right. I mean, I totally understand. You know, we have expectations, and then the reality sometimes, a lot of times, if not all the time, differs from what the expectation is. So after 1 month you came straight to Calgary, or you went somewhere else?
No, Calgary, straight to Calgary.
Straight to Calgary. Oh my God, you meant business, oil and gas, hit the ground and running.
No, I have always had an open mind.
Okay.
While coming, I've always had an open mind that, look, if I find a job that meets my expectation, that fits my aspiration, irrespective of whatever field it is, I will do it. The essence of education is to be able to contribute wherever you find yourself.
Absolutely.
Classroom is completely different from out there in the world. So after classroom, you hit the world wherever you find yourself. And I have always believed that if you love what you do, you will find what you love. So
that is deep. Yes. If you love what you do,
you find what you love.
What you love.
So that's 1 month. When we landed, I was running around, attending networking session, attending resume writing session, going to the library, meeting people, connecting with people, and asking how to navigate through the challenge of settling in a new country. It's completely different from Nigeria. It's completely different. If you're a superstar in Nigeria, if you come here, you don't learn the Canadian way, you'll be shell-shocked. So after 1 month, we attended networking session, as everybody will do. Try to meet people. People will refer you to people, talk to this person. They will listen to their experience, see how the journey has been for them, and you can take one or few things from it, and you move from there.
So the first 1 month, we're still networking and then trying to just find your feet.
Yes, networking, meeting people, professionals, people who would have mentored you were also quickly losing their job.
Yeah.
So they were also trying to repurpose their life. So the time to really dedicate to you, to mentor you, or give you link to find a job was not there in 2015, 2016. People were losing their job. Is it a man that is on the way out that would help you in?
No. Yeah, definitely tough times. Definitely tough times.
So that's what we did, and we used that first 1 month to. Luckily for me, I knew a young man that we had worked in the same firm in Nigeria. So I just, in one of the networking sessions, I ran into him. And he was ecstatic. Oh, what are you doing here? I said, look, I finally come to say. Said, oh, I saw your picture on Facebook that you visited several times, but I didn't get time to connect. And he took me by hand.
Wow.
And went to so many places I had to go to. And I'll tell you a story. I called him. I said, Emmanuel, you guys don't know how to look for a job. Your office is here. Why have you not been able to find a job? He said, okay, no problem. I have a printer at home. You print your resume. We walk down all the offices and drop the resume and see if one person will call you back.
Wow.
We did the same. We went to his house, had a printed resume.
Really?
Yes. We walked downtown, everywhere. I did not get a single call. He looked at me. He said, you think you are smarter than those of us who have lived there?
Oh, my God.
There's nothing you are bringing that somebody here has not got. So you need to quickly cast that out of your mind that the people you meet on ground are not smart.
Yeah.
They are smart. They are having their own challenges. So you have to rough the weather the same way they're roughing it, and you'll find your feet. So
that is a very interesting one.
When a lot of us new immigrants come, we have this belief, oh, I have a God, as if the people who are here do not have a God. Oh, my God will do it. You would get it for me. You guys are lazy. So for a new immigrant, you need to cast that out of your mind. Everybody who you meet is doing one thing or the other
to
find their feet. People are struggling daily to find their feet.
You just keep learning. Don't
Yes.
think that you know everything, and then
No.
maybe you're the one that's going to be teaching people that have been here for 3, 4, 5 years. So let's go further. So after 1 year, how was that still looking for you?
Okay. First 1 month networking. Then I was looking for the elusive engineering job, the oil and gas job, for almost a year. Wow. Paying bills almost a year.
Oh yeah, those ones, that doesn't stop. The bills
it doesn't stop. So
yeah.
And I was taking professional exam. My wife was taking professional exam along the line, so that at least if there's no job, we are improving ourselves. So
absolutely.
So after the first 7 months, someone who had worked with my brother in Shell introduced me to someone who employed me. You understand? Wow. Who employed me? Yeah, who employed me? It's in this country, I tell people, LinkedIn is good, Indeed is good, but the job you get will be verbal referral.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That's how it has always worked for me. I said it earlier. That's how it's worked for me. It may work for other people differently. So it took me, he referred me there. It was a contract. Someone who was working as the inventory supervisor had medical issue. He needed to go away, and they needed someone to fill in the role. So I went in to fill the role. And when the guy came back, the contract ended, and the hard time in the economy was still there. So contract ended. I moved on. For 7 months. That's I think that happened in the first 7 months. So.
Okay. I know that generally speaking in Canada, we say that the job search or the job market is like an iceberg. Like only 20% you see on the top, the 80% is under the water. And then for those, you need the referral, you need people that know. You need somebody in the system to either refer you or bring in your resume or speak to somebody on your behalf. So it's not just sitting back home and throwing resumes all over the street.
I from that story you knew.
No, that's not likely to work. You know, now they say that hindsight is 2020. What do you think you could have done better to prepare? I mean, you've been to Canada a number of times before finally taking the plunge, right? So what do you think you could have done, if any, to prepare better?
If I had means to come, I would have come maybe 15, 20 years earlier. Yes. So that I will start my career here. I wouldn't have to be looking for credit history. I wouldn't have to be looking for insurance record, driver's record, references. Yeah. Immediate after university, maybe 1 or 2, my first or second job, and I've muzzled resources, I would just have come over here. I tell people it's good to come, but at a certain age, you are highly disadvantaged.
So the younger the better. That's what you're saying.
Yes, the younger the better. The people who have lived there, what you are struggling to achieve, they are naturally sailing in their own speed.
Absolutely.
You are struggling to achieve it. They are just naturally sailing in their own speed because all the little things you are worrying about, they've gone past that one and they are moving on.
Yeah, and then that's the advantage the second generation immigrants have, because they're starting from like as kids to go to school, and then you get internship. A lot of times,
they meet people, they don't have accents, they know the nuances.
They don't have accents. That one is very important.
They don't have accents. The nuances, the subtle racism, they know how to confront it. They know when to get angry. They know when to hold back. But those who come at adult age like us, we have to learn that.
It's about learning, unlearning.
Yes, learning how they do things here and how they handle issues. So it's a major. It is not getting a job that's the problem. If you think when you're looking for a job, you think getting the job is a challenge. It is keeping the job, particularly jobs that are somehow respectful and professional. It's difficult to hold on.
Why do you think so? Would it be because of the culture? You know, I mean, it's a different culture back home and a different culture here, right?
Several factors. I will say one, the people you are coming to boss do not necessarily appreciate it that you are coming from somewhere you are coming to from. It's natural. Man is territorial in nature, where a certain race, a certain tribe, a certain creed, religion holds sway. They don't want somebody who is not like them. I don't see it in my office. I tell people I don't see it as anything. I see it as the nature of man.
It's not a Canadian problem. It's a human problem.
It's a human problem. So what now aggravates it is you and I look different. And naturally for man, what you see first is how you look. The look is what people see first.
Absolutely. Before you even open your mouth.
Yes, before you open your mouth is the look.
Yeah.
So anybody can't take it away. Yeah. We can't pray it away. I can't change my look.
No.
I cannot. So
no. We'll stop with this. So yeah. And I mean, it's also maturity to be able to acknowledge that, because the one thing I've found with mentoring people is, they say, yeah, the system is rigged. I said, see, it's normal. It's not a Canadian problem. It's not an American problem. It's not even a Western world problem. It's a human problem. It is a human thing. And I would jokingly say that even back home, from one tribe to the other, we've got issues. And this is people with the same color.
Yeah, I told a friend, he's from the Southwest. When I mentored him, I told him, I said, look, how would you feel you work in Chevron and they bring an Hausa man from Zamfara, fresh from school, to come and be your boss? He's a Nigerian like you. It's your English, you probably have gone to the same school. How would you feel? He said, go funny. I said, that's the feeling. Exactly. Go funny feeling. That's the feeling they have. So it's you must understand it. You must live with it. You must appreciate it. I tell people, as a Black man, if you walk into a store and you think people are not monitoring you, whether on the system or following you around, you're fooling yourself. You're fooling yourself. It's
natural. Yeah.
It's natural.
Yeah. There's a profiling.
My boss is a white lady, and I asked her a question when she's detribalized, pleasant.
Wow.
Oh, pleasant, open heart English lady. I asked her, we're talking, there was another white guy, maybe 36-year-old guy. We're talking, and his feeling, he didn't say it out, but I could get his feeling. His feeling is people complain about racism too much. And I asked him, I said, Scott, imagine yourself in the city of Accra. I'm not saying Lagos with over 20 million people. Accra, maybe 3-4 million people. And you walk on the street and everybody open their blind, they are staring at you. How would you feel?
How would you feel?
He said, is that the feeling people have? I said, I asked you a question. How would you feel? Until you are in another man's shoe before you know how the person feels.
Absolutely. It's a tough one. But again, it's what it is. Until we can't. And until we learn to just understand that, okay, this is what it is. And this is our life going forward.
Yeah.
Then we're going to be doing ourselves also injustice, because they're going to be feeling like, oh yeah, they're marginalizing me. And it's normal.
It's not.
Another thing I also realize is our level of education. It could be very intimidating.
Yeah, I'm coming to that. You see, when new immigrants come here, we like to flash, particularly Nigerians. We like to flash. I have masters, I have this. The guys you are talking to barely finished high school and they rose through the rank.
Absolutely.
And you're coming to flash your masters. I said, look, I tell most of them, I'm not saying put this behind. When you need it, you bring it out.
To bring it out, yeah.
Behind. Put if they say they need someone with high school intelligence, yes, I have high school intelligence. Have you not got? You have. Present it. When it comes to where an opportunity for such happens, you bring it out. Don't flash it.
Yeah.
Don't flash it. Human naturally do not. I was speaking to someone. I said, look, would you employ a house help that will control you? Oh, this is what you eat. This is where you must go. Nobody will do that. See, no matter how religious, how humble, how polite you think you are, nobody will do that. be factual. You want to employ someone who will listen to you, who will abide by your instruction. And Canadians don't want problem. They just want to come to the office in the morning with their coffee and say, how is it everything is going? Not someone who will teach them what to do.
No, absolutely. You're correct on that one. You're correct on that one. So I've got two more questions for you, actually. The one is, what is the most thing or the one thing that you're most proud of in your immigrant journey? I imagine that it's going to be a number of stuff. And one thing I also wanted to talk about was the award you got. But that on the side, what would be that one thing, or that would be the priority if you were going to just say, okay, I've got to talk about one thing, I'm going to talk about this one?
Yes, I have proven that, look, I can survive anywhere. I am proud to say that in Nigeria, I got to the peak of my career, I would say. As a young man, I was the engineering manager in an oil and gas company, you understand, and come here and still survive. It's it now means I'm not just a local hero. I can thrive anywhere. If I adopt the right attitude, absolutely, I can thrive anywhere. So I am proud of that. It's a plus for me. Absolutely. That's the mentality every immigrant should adopt. No matter how high you have gotten to where you are coming from, if you can't thrive here, you're a local hero. You have failed.
You're a local hero, you said. So the other question I was going to ask is tied to the award you got. So the question really is that what would be that advice you're going to be giving to new immigrants that are just coming in, or newcomers? What would that advice be? And again, knowing and understand the fact that you've been recently nominated for the Black Management Accelerator Program by Canadian Tire. And I know that doesn't just happen cheaply.
Well, I'll tell you, immigrants, see, my life is stories sticks better. Where I currently work. So someone came to the house, came to train my wife on how to drive, and he asked, what does your husband do? He's an engineer. What does he do now? Oh, he's looking for opportunity. He said, okay, if you don't mind, I'll introduce him somewhere. And I said, okay, no problem, Daddy. I call him Daddy. And they said, okay, send your resume to this email address. I sent my resume, and 3-4 weeks later, the lady came back to me and said, look, we don't have opportunities now, but positions will open in September. Okay. By early August, she sent me, are you still interested? I said, yes, I'm interested. And I sent my resume. I went for the interview. When I went for the interview, the guy who interviewed me, Joseph, is South African. He was talking to me. The manager was walking by the corridor. When he heard my voice, he stopped by the doorway. You know, I was backing him. He stopped by the doorway. Joseph was the one who told me everything that transpired. I didn't know he was behind me. And he just listened to what we discussed. After he listened, he told Joseph, I want this guy in my department. He took me out of Joseph's department. So I got there. I was doing my job. One day he was walking the floor. He said, yes, I've been looking for you. Tell me about yourself. I said, look, I just came to do this job. I want to do it well. He said, no, tell me about yourself. I like to know you. I told him about myself. He said, okay, I know what I'm going to do. There are 2 positions that will open. One is full-time, one is part-time. Apply for the full-time. I will convince the hiring manager to hire you for the part-time because she doesn't know you. And she's scared. She doesn't want to hire someone who will disorganize the team. I said, okay, no problem. I applied. As it happened, they hired me for the part-time. After maybe 5-6 months, I got full-time. Wow. I got full-time. And people were wondering, how did you get this job? How? From nowhere, how did you get? I said, well, I didn't tell most people the story. So for the award nomination, the subsidiary just had a reorganization. They appointed a new vice president. Okay. I don't know. Normally, because of COVID, I moved my desk out of the office to the open. Because there were 4 in the office, 4 coordinators in the office. and it's too choked. So I said, okay, let's move the shipping team lead and myself, let's move out so that we have only 2 people in the office and leave the door open. So that the new vice president, my seat was now outside on the floor. So the VP was walking, the new person that was appointed was walking on the floor, and he saw me. We got chatting. After we got chatting, and he said, I like you. I said, okay, no problem. I'm here to do my job. Thank you for liking me. I'm here to do my job. So when the opportunity, it's a program like a management training school stuff. Opened, it's from this thing, McKinsey Academy. So when the opportunity opened to nominate people, he just nominated me.
Wow.
He nominated me, and now said, okay, it's open. What you need to do is on the first day when people are putting in their name, I've nominated you. Just make sure you put your name on them. And I did. I put my name. I went back to him, and he said he went to my manager, the British lady. I nominated him. He's there. He's going to go, and that's how it happened.
Congratulations once again. That is amazing. Again, it's a testament to one, hard work, and then fitting into the culture, because nobody wants, like you said, somebody that would disrupt the team, right?
Yes.
And ability. I mean, even if you were not outside, like, who knows? That opportunity of nomination might not have happened. If you had stayed in the office, to wanted to be like, the big boy, we stay in the office. That's how we roll. Yeah, good call. Interesting stories. Oh, we're already, like I knew was going to happen. We're already running out of time. So thank you so much for having this chat with me, Nurudeen. And I do hope, like I said earlier on, if the opportunity comes, you will be willing to come and have, discuss some other issues, some other topics that as concerns immigrants on this show with us.
No problem. Thank you for the invitation, and I wish you well. Thank you. And
thank you so much.
Enjoy the rest of your evening.
You too. Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone. And I'll see you next week.